guys, welcome to Meta Vibes. Welcome back if you're a subscriber. I just want you to do a quick fruit salad, I guess, nail set. So it's gonna look like this looks like. I know this was a trend last year, but I didn't get to try it. But I really wanted to try it this year. I don't know, I was just in the mood to do something like this. So I'm actually going to be doing both hands. So this is going to be a longer video. So just keep watching, and I'll show you how I did these. Okay, so to start off, I had already put my nail tips on because this is already going to be a longer video. I didn't really want to record the prep and all that stuff. You can see my previous videos for how I recorded or prepped the nails and stuff. So to start off, I'm just going to use this milky white. It's from Beetles. It's A732. I love this milky white. It's like the perfect shade that I like. And then I'm going to cure that for 60 seconds. And I'm going to go in with a sponge and this deep red color. It's not like the bright red. It's more like a darker red. I'm just going to sponge it in the middle. And then I'm going to cure that for a full 60 seconds. And then I'm going to go in with this solid builder gel. It's non-stick. I got this from Temu, but I think it's sold out now. So I'm just going to make 2 balls. And I'm just going to directly stick them on the nail since it's a sticky top layer because of the the gel polish. I didn't like put a matte top coat, so it's sticky, so it should stick pretty well. I'm just going to use the silicone tool just to shape it out the way I want. You should use gloves for this because it's not really safe, but it was, I don't know, this builder gel kept sticking to my gloves and it was getting really annoying. So I just used my hands. Just don't like touch your face or anything after that. But basically I'm just going to do 2 balls, a big one and a small one, and then just flatten it out to stick to the nail and use the silicone tool to round it up as such. Once I'm satisfied with that, then I'm going to cure for full 60 seconds, and then I'm going to get more of the solid builder gel and roll out some strings basically for the stems. As you can see, I'm using the silicone tool for that. And I'm just going to stick it on to make the stems. And then I'm going to cure that for full 60 seconds once I'm satisfied with the placement. And after it's cured, I'm going to go in with the same red polish that I used on the background and just color this in. I did have to do a full few coats because for some reason it was like jelly. It wasn't like solid. I was kind of getting frustrated. And I think it was honestly had to do with the brush I was using too, to be honest. This is the brush I use for like builder gel, hard gel and stuff, so I don't think it really captured much product. Basically, I did a few layers of that, and then I cured the red, and then I'm going in with the green for the stems, and I'm just gonna paint the stems with the green. Make sure it attaches to the actual cherries. Okay, and then once I'm done with that, I'm going to go ahead with the Nailart rhinestone glue, and I'm going to stick on some leaves because I have these 3D leaf charms, and I didn't know when else I was going to use them. I thought this set was a perfect time to use them. The color is a little off, so I did paint it with the same green I painted the stems with, and I'm going to do a full cure of that. I'm sorry it didn't show what it turned out like. I think I forgot to record. I was kind of not paying attention. But anyways, I did a full cure with that, and I top coated the cherries and the stems and everything. Actually, I think my phone died right there. I top coated the cherries and everything, and now I'm just going in with index finger doing the next nail. So I'm going to use the same base white, milky white color that I used on the cherry nail. And now I'm going to outline it with this magenta-y color. So this is the dragon fruit nail. This one was probably one of the easier ones that I did. Also, these liner brushes are like, I got this pack of liner brushes from Temu, and they're like, you could throw them out or reuse them. I normally just throw them out, but it comes with the little handle and then like 50 brushes. So once I finished the outline, I did cure for a full 60 seconds, and then I used a dotting tool to do the black dots. I don't know what was going on with my phone. I don't know if I kept forgetting to record or what. But I used black and used a dotting tool, and then I made dots, and then I used that same brush to make the black dots a little longer, and then I used a jelly black to make like the shadowy seeds that are like under, and then I cured that for a full 60 seconds, and then I'm going in with this top coat. This was literally the easiest nail to do, and I loved it so much. I love the magenta color. Okay, once that's done, I'm going in with the middle finger, and I'm using this yellow jelly polish. And I'm using another so then after I was satisfied with the yellow, I did cure, and then I'm going in with a liner brush and putting white around. Can you guys guess what this nail is going to be for the fruit salad? Or fruit nails. Summer fruit nails. Once I was satisfied with that, I am going in with a darker yellow, just to outline the skin, the peel, I guess it's called, of the lemon. And so I was satisfied with that. I cured that, and then I went in with a matte top coat just so it'd be easier to draw out the lines. I didn't really have an easy time doing the lines on these nails because they are sculpted, so they weren't like flat enough. So I had to redo this a few times. I did it off camera until I got it right. But yeah, you can see I kept doing that. So I ended up doing it off camera. So how I did it was I put a dot in the middle with the dotting tool of the white, just so I have a guide, and then I put a lot of white in the middle, and then I used the white and just dragged it to make the lines, which literally took me so long to figure out that I should do it that way instead of just trying to draw on the line straight, and it turned out much better that way. And they don't really have to be perfect, but I tried to make it as perfect as I could. That's how it turned out. Now I'm going to cure that for a full 60 seconds. And now I'm going to go in and round it out a little with the white. This part was seriously, I think the hardest part was rounding out the edges. Like, look at that. That's still not round. So I ended up doing this off camera too a few times until I got it right. It was so annoying. I would get one and then I wouldn't get the other. And then I messed that up. So anyways, this is how it turned out. I did cure for a full 60 seconds once I got the rounds as good as I was going to get them. And then I decided to make the peel a little thicker so you could see it more. That's how it turned out, and I cured that for a full 60 seconds. And now I'm going in with this no wipe gel glue. It's a tube just to make like a 3D effect on it. It was very hard to work with this. I think I need to find something else to work with because it just kept coming out of the tube. I think I need to do the thing where you put it on a palette and then you use a brush so you could control how much you're using. I had to do it a few times until I was satisfied with it. And then every time I got one of those 3Ds in one of the slices, I did a flash cure quickly so that it stays solid and 3D. It doesn't like flat self-level out. So that's how it turned out. I thought they turned out so cool. I know this was like a thing last year, but I don't know. I'm late to the party. I think by this point it was like nighttime. I started my nail set at like 1 p.m. and it was like I had to eat in between, obviously. So it was like, I think it was like 7 p.m. at this time. Anyways, after I did the 3D effects, I cured them all, fully cured after I did the flash cures of each slice. And then I did top coat everything with a shiny top coat. Now I'm going in with the same milky white for the base color of this nail, my ring finger. So you can see that's how the lemon turned out. And I'm going in using a sponge, again, same sponge. I'm just using a different side of it. I love these little sponges. I got them from Temu. I'm going in and just sponging purple out. And then I just decided to go in with the brush because it wasn't really doing what I wanted it to do. Can you guys guess what this nail is going to be? Once I was satisfied with how much I put down, I cured it for full 60 seconds. And now I'm going to go in with the same no wipe gel that I used for the lemon. And I'm going to make 3D circles. These were honestly really hard. Only the first few came out perfectly round. It's like really annoying to work with, honestly. It kept like trying to self-level. It's getting annoying. And also I think it was really hot up here because my nail room or corner is actually in like the attic. It's a finished attic, but still. It's hot up here. So as you can see, some of the globs didn't really turn out like perfectly round like I wanted, but it was like getting late. And at this point I was just like, I'm just going to leave it alone because I wasn't going to be sitting here all night trying to make perfect circles. I guess I didn't record the rest of it, but I did do all the balls with the glue. And then I did draw a stem and I glued on some more leaves. I don't know why I didn't film that part or forgot to. Like I said, I think it was getting late at this point. So for the pinky nail, I did the same milky white. Now I'm just painting it red, as you can see, like a bright red. And then I'm going to use the sponge on a different side and just sponge it out a little just to blend it. And I shouldn't have done that part because I kind of just messed up the whole vibe of it. I made so many mistakes in this video, honestly. Basically, I did it, redid it so many times. I was just so tired at this point. So basically, I did the red. I sponged it out a little. So it's like a watermelon. And then I left the edge white and I used the green and sponged out the green a little. And then I put some dots. As you can see, I'm putting the dots in. I cured in between each color. And then I used the liner brush to make the seeds a little longer, not just perfectly round. And at this point, I think it was like 10 o'clock now. So I kind of just left it this way. But I did end up putting a white after the green, a white line to make it look more like a watermelon, because when I showed my husband, he thought it was a strawberry. I guess I can see it being a strawberry, but yeah, he thought it was a strawberry. So I added a little white ring after the green to make it look more like a watermelon. So once I did that, I did cure for a full 60 seconds, and then I'm top coating with the Diamond Shine top coat. I cured that for a full 60 seconds. And that's the cherries that I didn't show at the end. I think they turned out so cute. The dragon fruit, the lemon, and here are the grapes. The circles weren't perfect, but it's as good as it was gonna get at this point. You can see I finished. Oh, you can see the grape. The circles didn't come out that perfect, but at this point it was like 10 o'clock at night, and I was pretty much over this nail set at this point, and I still had another hand to do. So let me know from which one your favorites were, and how do you think they came out? Do they look like something you would want to eat, or do they look like fruits? But yeah, that's the grapes. As you can see, I did put the leaf charm on there. I drew a brown stem, and then I colored the leaf the same color, green. So that's how that turned out. And that's the watermelon for now. And when you see the video at the end, you'll see that the watermelon looks different than it does in this video. Basically, I'm just putting cuticle oil now because at this point I was done for the night. So this is how they turned out. Let me know what you guys think. And this is now the next day. So to start off, I decided to do another 3D nail on my thumb as well. So I'm going in with the same milky white that I used in the other hand from Beetles, A732. Gonna put a nice layer on. I'm going to cure that for a full 60 seconds. And then I'm going to go in with the sponge and use this gorgeous, like, blue. I love this blue. I thought this was perfect. Can you guess what I'm going to be doing on this nail? So although all the nails were different, I did kind of want to make them look a little similar to each other. So now I'm going with the same blue and using this dotting tool to make circles. I decided not to use the solid builder gel because it was really annoying to work with the cherry. So I decided to try a different method to make 3D fruits. And this is what I saw on YouTube. Someone else tried, so I decided to try this too. So basically, I just use this just tell me what a perfect, gorgeous blue that is, honestly. I love that blue. It's like perfect for blueberries. So I just made the perfect circles as best as I could. Using the dotting tool is the easiest way to make circles round. Once I was satisfied with that, I didn't cure it because I kind of wanted to blend. So I took out some white and took out a liner brush and just kind of put the white on just to blend it out a little because I wanted to look a little more realistic. Because the cherries, there was like no blending involved or nothing. It was just solid, and I kind of wish I did blend the cherries out a little better because I thought the blueberries turned out so good. You'll see at the end. So I'm just blending out the white with the blue just to give it a little more realistic effect. And look, they already look so much better with the little white. I did the same to the other one. I don't know, but I feel like my screen is really blurry right now, and I have no idea why it's blurry. thought they were so cute like that. So I did cure them fully for a full 60 seconds. And now I'm going in. I tried to do the blue, but it didn't work. So I ended up having to use, I did put a little like tiny X's. Like, you know how the blueberries have little creases on the bottom side. And then I decided to go in with black to do that. And I cured all that in between for a full 60 seconds. And now I'm going in with this 3D gel and I'm going to make them 3D basically. So much easier to work with on bigger circles and the small ones. And I flash cured immediately when I was satisfied with the thickness of it. And then I went in and did the same thing with the smaller one. Let me know if you thought this method was much better than the other one. Personally, I definitely like this method better, and I wish I did the same thing for the cherries. I flash cured that, and then I did do a full cure of 60 seconds. They turned out so good. I decided I wanted them a little... Oh no, wait, I'm using the same gel because I wanted to put on some leaves. The same leaves that I've been using throughout, just to make them look more like blueberries. Honestly, out of the whole set, the blueberries were my favorite. I thought they were the most realistic looking. And I think next time I might do a set that might just like focus on just blueberries because they turned out so good. And I love blueberries. I put them in my yogurt every morning. I don't know why my camera is so blurry. It's honestly annoying me right now, and I'm really sorry. I tried to fix it, but it wasn't working. So I'm really sorry that it's blurry. But I'm going in with this green and just coloring the leaves because the leaves were kind of like a light bluish color. And that wasn't really that realistic. And they were sparkly, and I kind of wanted them to look more realistic than sparkly bluish. Just look how good they turned out, those blueberries. Okay, once I was satisfied with that, I did cure for a full 60 seconds, and now I'm going in with the Diamond Shine No Wipe Top Coat. I'm just going to get all the creases and stuff, but also not put too much of a thick layer because I don't want the 3D effect to go away because this is a thick gel. So I'm definitely wiping as I go. And definitely putting a lot of it around the leaves because I don't want them falling off. Making sure I get it in the under the leaves. So just tell me, look how gorgeous those blueberries turned out. I know I keep saying it, but I'm so like proud of myself for those blueberries. They turned out so good. It makes me want to eat blueberries now. So once I put the top coat on, I cured for a full 60 seconds. Now it's clear. That's crazy. I guess I fix it, but you can kind of see the blueberries on the bottom. Look how good they look. So now I'm going in with the index finger and I'm using this green, but I didn't really like this green because it wasn't giving it for me. So I did darken it up a little. I added a little black and stuff to make it this green. And can you guess what this fruit is? If you guess kiwi, you are absolutely right. I love kiwis. They're my favorite. It was funny. My husband said this nail was his favorite, and this was like one of the easiest nails for me to do. So I'm just outlining it with the light brown. The light brown actually, it kind of makes it weird because it kind of matches my skin. So I don't know if I should have made it a lighter brown maybe, but I think it's fine. But I'm just going to go in and outline the outer part of the nail like I did for the dragon fruit. Just make sure I cover up the green, all the green, especially around the cuticle. So I'm using the disposable liner brushes again. I'm telling you guys, get these. They're so like, you don't need a million different liner brushes and you got to keep washing them. And I don't know, it's just so much easier just to have these disposable ones. They're pretty like good thickness and length, in my opinion. So that's how it turned out. I was pretty satisfied with that. So I cured that for a full 60 seconds. And then I tried to use this sponge to put some white in the middle. It didn't work out. So I ended up using the dotting tool and putting more of a white in the middle. Now it kind of looks like an avocado. Like it looks like I'm going to draw a black seed. I mean, I could have done an avocado, but I don't know. I like kiwis better. And I didn't want too much green. I wanted all different colors. So basically I'm doing a pretty thick outline of it. It's the same milky white I've been using everywhere because I have it on my palette and I don't want to waste it. So I'm basically just making like it doesn't have to be perfect, just any type of circle. And I'm going to use this liner brush, which is much thinner. And I'm just going to pull it out like to make it look like the inside of a kiwi. You know how it has like the little lines, like... Now tell me that does not look like a kiwi. I guess it doesn't yet. It kind of still looks like an avocado to me, but... So I didn't even like... I barely put anything on the brush. I'm just using the white that I put on the nail. And I decided to make them longer. They looked much better longer. So they're more noticeable. It doesn't have to be perfect. Kiwis aren't perfect. They're not perfectly centered and everything. Like, you know, it's a fruit. So get it as good as you can. Honestly, I don't even know why I had to do the lines. I probably didn't need to do them. Because once I do the dots, you can't really even notice the lines. But I did it. I did that. So once I was satisfied with that, I cured for a full 60 seconds. That was good enough for me. Kind of like a cell. Like, I don't know if you remember, like, in the high school health videos where... So I got all the dots in. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. I used the black. I used regular black for dots. And then I went in with the Jello black just to do the ones that are under the inside. I think I put too many dots, but... I remember I wiped this off and redid it again because I didn't like the way the dots were. Yeah, see there, I redid the dots. Because I forgot to record anyway. So I basically just wiped it off and I did the smaller dots. And just put them around the middle as best as I could. Doesn't have to be perfect, like I said. Fruits aren't perfect looking. So that was the black, and then I cured that for a full 60 seconds, and I went in with the jelly black then. You can see, just do little shadows, and now I'm going in with the No White Top Coat. As you can see, you can't really tell the white that much. I guess because it was milky white. It didn't really pop that much, but it's fine. I'm okay with it. Next nail, I'm going to paint it all red. Can you guys guess what this one's going to be? If you guessed strawberry, you're absolutely correct. I know I got the red over there. I'm going to wipe that off. This red is like gorgeous. It's so bright, but it's not too bright. Like, do you know that's how some reds, like nail polishes, look, they're so bright that they look almost orange? Like, that's what I didn't want. I kind of wanted like a deeper red, but not as deep as a cherry. So once I did the base layer of red. This was a pretty easy nail to do. I just cured for a full 60 seconds, and I'm going in with this lightish yellow color to do the little whole dots on the, the little dots on the strawberries. Now that already looks like a strawberry to me, but I'm not done yet. So after I was satisfied with that, I cured for a full 60 seconds. And then I'm going in with this nail glue because, of course, can you guess what I'm going to add? If you guess those leaf charms, you were absolutely correct. So I put a pretty thick layer because I'm going to be putting 3 leaves on. And honestly, I feel like even though it does look like a strawberry already, I feel like those leaves really brought it together. God, every time I see that grape, I get so disappointed. I wish those circles were more even. So that's how the strawberry looks. It already looks like a strawberry, but I wanted to paint the leaves the green because, like I said, I didn't want this glossy, shimmery. It didn't look natural. So I'm going in with the same green that I've been using for the rest of my nails. I honestly don't know what green is. I'm not using the nail polish, all gel polish from the same brand. These are all different ones that I've collected over the years. So just use a dark green. That looks so gorgeous now. And then I did do a little bit around the cuticles just so I could hide the cuticle part a little. Just so it looks more uniform, I guess. And no, I'm not polishing my actual skin. It's on the nail. Once I'm satisfied with that, I'm going to cure for a full 60 seconds. And now I'm just going to top coat this, but I'm still not done with this. I just wanted to top coat everything. It was easier to top coat all of this before I do the next step. I'm definitely getting all the underside of the leaves as well, just because I want them to stick. I'm getting the top side of them. Okay, once I was satisfied with that, I did cure for a full 60 seconds. And now I'm going in with this other 3D gel polish that I had to make the lines. And as every line I do a flash cure so it stays. It doesn't flatten out. So I'm just going to do the lines like around each like hole, like crisscross. This was actually much easier than I expected it to be, this nail. Honestly, the hardest nail was the lemon and the lime. Those were like really difficult to do. Everything else, I thought the 3D would be more difficult, but no, it was definitely the lemon and lime. So now after I did that side and flash cured each line, I'm going to go do the opposite side to make it a crisscross. I did wipe off the excess. And then after I flash cured, once I was satisfied and cleaned up the edges, I did do a full cure of 60 seconds. And now I'm going in with this liner brush. And this is actually the same top coat that I've been using. I'm just going to use the liner brush to get the 3D gel top coated. It is a no wipe, but I just feel better top coating everything. My husband also liked this one the rest. Honestly, the strawberry nail kind of creeped me out. This 3D effect, like, it looks creepy to me. It looks like a real strawberry. It's like creepy. It's like messing with my eyes. So that's how it turned out. I'm sorry it's so fast, but you can kind of see it. And now I'm going in with this lime. It's not lime green. It is kind of lime green. So that was jelly, and I had to do a few coats of that to get it to that consistency. But I wanted it to be jelly because it's supposed to be the inside of a lime. So it's supposed to be more translucent-y. So now I'm going in with the matte top coat. Oh, you can see the strawberry there. Doesn't it look creepy? It's creeping me out. Even staring at it right now is creeping me out. So now I'm going to do the same thing that I did with the orange, but since I learned from my mistakes, so yeah, like I was saying before I got cut off, because my video stopped recording, is I learned my mistakes from the lemon, so I just did the lines, like I started from the middle with the circle and then like pulled it out. And then I went over that white with the lines with a solid white more because I wanted it to pop more. And now I'm going in with this dark green for the skin. However, it looked kind of black, so I ended up definitely having to fix that because it was too dark to be the peel of a lime. It was way too dark. I decided to do the outlines first and the circles. You know, this I did I don't even know how I did so much better with my left hand making the rounds than I did with my right hand because I was struggling with the lemon, and the lime, it was just so much easier for some reason. Look how easy that was. That turned out so much easier. Actually, this is one like juicy lime, I have to say. I did have to fix that bottom part. It wasn't as even as I wanted it to. That's how it turned out. I had to fix it again, and that was much better. So I did cure that for a full 60 seconds, and I'm going in with this No Wipe Rhinestone Gel again, making the little 3D effects. I squeezed out too much that time. And I flash cure in between each one. That was too much again. That's why I said it made it like a juicy lime. I went ahead and did that with the rest of them. Flash cured in between each one. So that's how it turned out. Let me back it up a little. That's how it turned out. So after I did the 3D effects, I did go in with the white again just to make the lines more noticeable. And then I did cure and top coat all of that. So I guess I didn't record that. But once again, I think I was on like my 5th hour of doing this hand. So now as you can see with the pinky, I went in with the same milky white coat. And I cleared that, and I'm going in with this yellow. Can you guys guess what this fruit is going to be? That's how it looked. I was happy with that. If you guessed pineapple, you are correct. Once I've cured the yellow, I'm going to go in with this brown and do the lines. Same crisscross like I did with the strawberries. I cured that when I did the one side, and now I'm going in after curing on the other side. That's how it turned out. I did cure that for a full 60 seconds. Now I'm going to go in and do the stem part, which took me a long time, and I don't think I filmed it all because for some reason the stem took me so long. I redid it a few times because I didn't like it. And that was another try. Which I didn't like that either. I said I didn't show you guys, but I ended up doing the stem off camera, and then I'm using the same 3D gel and putting little circles in between each crisscross. Basically the opposite of what I did for the strawberry. I'm just putting little circles so it has a little more of a 3D effect. The circles aren't all perfect once again. I definitely need to find a new method to do 3D circles because I was not happy with any, like the grape or, I mean, the pineapple was fine. That's how it turned out. Let me know what you guys think and which one was your favorite. Now I'm going to go in with, oh my God, look at those blueberries. Now I'm going to go in with a cuticle oil, of course. So let me know which fruit was your favorite, and if you guys have any advice on how to do the 3D circles next time instead of using a tube, because it's annoying, honestly. But let me know what you thought below. Let me know what your favorite fruit was, and if you aren't subscribed yet, please subscribe and like my video. Thanks for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this. You will see the whole set at the end of the video. Hope you guys have a great day. Bye.